Hello guys. Today this video is going to be the psychology of femcells part 2. So I did a first video. I don't know if y'all can like properly hear what's going on because but this might be a short video, but the psychology of femcells. So basically what I was trying to say is that when you're pretty and gorgeous, people will be jealous of you, and you can be a light-skinned girl, you can be a brown-skinned girl, dark-skinned girl, and people will be jealous of you. But of course I'm going to talk about mostly light-skinned girls because we deserve to be loved, we deserve to be heard, we deserve to be respected. We are human beings, we have emotions, we have feelings. Some of us can be your friends, some of us can be your cousins, some of us can be your mom or your daughter. So respect us, and if you don't want to hear our story, why should we hear yours? If you don't want to hear our experience, why should we hear yours? Exactly. Like, have respect for people, because light skinned people are people as well. We go through struggles as well. Okay, our struggles might not be exactly the same, but it's still something that needs to be talked about and respected. Okay, so yeah, pretty privilege. Every race, everyone can have pretty privilege, but everybody knows that women of color are the most pretty girls in the world. That's why when you're a woman of color, aka that's why when you're a girl who's not white, you get the most hate, because you're pretty and you're gorgeous and you have it like that. God made you so unique and special. Like, your curves, your eyes, your everything is beautiful. Like, you don't even have to have blue eyes. The biggest lie told to humanity is that white girls are not on the top. They're not. Black girls, women of color are the ones on top. That's why every time you're a black woman, you're a woman of color, when you're in a job, it can be any job that you have. If there's a freaking white girl, a Karen, not every white girl's gonna be jealous of you, but if there's a Karen, basically a girl who's the R word, who don't want people of color to be successful, every mistake you do, she's gonna try to hold it against you. And she's not even your manager. She can be a freaking supervisor that works for the manager. She's not the one that hired you. But when you do a mistake, she's gonna be like, oh, you should know better, you worked here for a long time. She's gonna have no sympathy. Why? Because she's jealous. Why? Because she looks like a potato, she looks like a fridge. Why? Because she has no culture. Why? Because her only relevance and importance is her going back to her man when she's done her work. That's her only title, that being a supervisor. She has nothing else going for herself. When she shows up, people talk to her because, like, okay, they talk to her, but there's no love, there's no passion, right? When people see you, they want to be your friend, they want to know what you have going on, they want to give you advice. That's part of being a pretty girl. When you're a pretty girl, especially when you're a woman of color, any job you do, especially if a job that involves a lot of men will try to give you free food. They will feel bad if they report you, if they talk bad about you, if you did a mistake and they reported you to someone that's a higher up. They will like give you free food because they feel bad. I had a guy talk about me, how, like, I don't know, I had to put up my pants higher because my pants were falling down a little bit. Like, it wasn't showing a lot of skin, but it was showing a little bit, just a little bit, but I fixed it anyways. But sometimes when you're working a lot and it's a lot of physical work, your pants just like get down just a little bit. I'm not saying I'm just telling you just a little bit of details. Just a little bit of skin. It wasn't showing the line of my whatever, but just a little bit of skin, and I guess they wanted it exactly covered up. This man, I didn't know that it was him, but he told me. He literally told me one time, and I find out because he came up to me and he's like, I'm the one that said something about you, and I apologized. This man felt bad for talking about me, like bad about me. And he apologized, and yeah, and he was like, I just want you to be safe, because he told me how, as a woman, it's good to sometimes cover up, because like it's good to like cover up so you don't give some guys the imagination, like visual imagination of, because some guys, they're just crazy, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's just things like that. Like, he just apologized, he felt bad. So when you're a pretty girl, they want to be your friend. The same guy that talked bad about me, he apologized and he felt bad, and he didn't want me to hate him, because as a pretty girl, you hold power. When people do you wrong, it lives in their conscience, especially if you're a pretty girl who is a kind person, because I'm a kind person. um I don't look for trouble, I don't look for problems. So when someone tries to do you wrong as a pretty girl, they will feel bad about it, and it's gonna live in their conscience. And trust and believe me, when you do something bad to a person that did nothing bad to you, it's gonna live in your mind. It's gonna live in your mind and eat your soul alive. Eat your soul alive. Because every day you're gonna wake up with that guilt. That guilt that can't be easily removed unless you talk to God, or you apologize for what you did, because that's not cool, that's not nice, right? that's gonna show how trash of a human being you are for treating somebody bad that did nothing to you. That's what it is. So when you're pretty girl, people want to be on your good side. Even the ones that don't like you, even the ones that are jealous. Yeah, men can be jealous about pretty girls, because especially the girls that they see that they're pretty but they know that they have no chance at getting them. You know, guys know sometimes when they have no chance at getting a pretty girl, because they're not their type. They're not, the girl's not attracted to them, so they have no chance at getting the girl. Even if there's money on the line, the money's gonna have to be hella big for the girl to consider dating that person that she's not even interested in. So yeah, when you're a pretty girl, people do you wrong, they want to apologize. Not all the time, but some of them will want to apologize, and they will tell you that they're the one that snitched on you. Like literally, this man, he talked bad about me to this Karen. He was like, oh, yeah, she needs to put her pants up because it's falling down, it's showing skin, but it's not showing a lot of skin, but I fixed it anyways. But you know, sometimes when you're working a lot and it's physical and you're moving around, things starts falling down. Like, you know, your bra might, strap might fall down a little bit, but it's not showing your cleavage. You know what I'm saying. So yeah, so he told me, like, and he wanted to be my friend. I didn't know his name. I'm the type of girl, I'm not saying that I don't care about your name, but I'm the type of girl, when I work, I just care about getting paid. I'm just being for real. Like, it depends the job that I'm doing, but it's just, being a pretty girl is not easy making friends, especially female friends, especially when those girls are like, there's only few girls you can be friends when you're a pretty girl, and it's the girls who are genuinely kind, they're nice, that like make you feel special and amazing. But the ones who be like, you have an easy life, you're spending your money on makeup, like, I don't like those girls. I don't. And girls can tell when pretty girls don't want to be their friend, like they can tell, especially if you're an introvert. They'll see it in your aura. Like, you won't smile when you see them. You'll just be like, hi. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, hi. That's it. That's all I'm going to tell you. Like, that's it. So, the psychology of pretty girls is, I'm sorry, the psychology, not sorry, the psychology, my bad. The psychology of jealous girls, femcels, is that they're mad that you have privileges that they don't have. They're mad that you're educated. And I've seen videos where some exoticals, I think it was some exotical channels talking about how you like, well, girls that look like exoticals, or girls that are seen as privileged, that are pretty, right? That have some type of pretty privilege. They talked about how sometimes when you're in a certain environment as a pretty girl, it's like you dim your light. It's not because you want to dim your light, but you feel like it's more safe for you to dim your light. Because when you dim your light, you're already a threat. You're pretty, you're gorgeous. Some girls are jealous of you, and some men are jealous of you, and you're the center of attention. Like, you don't have to dance, you don't have to twerk, and people talk about you, and people talk to you. Like, I had guys talk to me, like random conversations, like, because I'm the type of girl, my personality is like, I don't care who's around me. If I don't know you, if I don't have something to say, I'm not gonna say something. Just like a man, if I don't know you, if I have nothing to talk about, I'm not gonna talk to you. Like, straight up, I'm the type of person, I talk when I have to, or when I want to say something. There's times where I just see people and there's literally nothing that comes to my mind. I just be like, okay, you in the elevator, I'm in the elevator, like like, I'm not supposed to talk to you because I'm a pretty girl. Like, I have nothing to talk about, and me talking to you is not gonna give me a better pay. So why would I talk to you? Like, you feel me? Especially if we're doing different jobs, like we're in the same building but we have different jobs. There's nothing to talk about, like, for real, like, for real. But I had guys try to give me free food, which is cool, like restaurant food. Like, this guy gave me a samosa. um like, I didn't even ask him, but I guess he felt bad. He saw me and he just like, he's like, he wants to give me a free samosa. Like, that's cool. And being a pretty girl, people will have sympathy for you, and if the guy that hired you is a man, he'll have more sympathy. Like, the girls who are Karens, they're trash, man. This is why I tell you, having a male manager is better than having a female manager most of the time, because all you gotta do is look good, be pretty, be gorgeous, and also treat him good. You know, you just respect him. Like, just be like, never disrespect him, unless if he disrespects you. But like, be a pretty girl, you're nice, you're amazing, and they're gonna respect you, and they're gonna give you chances. You know, like, compared to a female Karen that have no respect for you because you're a woman of color. Like, I'm just being honest. Like, I just, I'm not a girl's girl. I'm only a girl's girl for a girl that's a girl for me, period. Like, because I'm not about it. Like, how dare you be a woman and you're trying to give me a hard time because you're jealous? And I'm a woman of color, so if I don't put no hands on you, You know I'm gonna treat you like a. I'm gonna treat you so bad as a pretty girl because I know I hold power. I know I hold power. People don't like when pretty girls are mad because when pretty girls are mad, you know you piss them off for real. When pretty girls are mad, we change the world. When a pretty girl goes on stage, takes a microphone, and say what she gotta say, the world's gonna shake in fear because pretty girls don't play. You want us to be goddesses in this world. You want us to not be resentful because when we're mad, you're gonna be scared. We're gonna give you something to worry about. That's pretty girls. That's the power of pretty girls. Some pretty girls have that power. Especially if you're a nice pretty girl, you're kind, and people know you as a girl that doesn't make no problems. When you say what you gotta say, when you say what's a problem to you, people will try to fix that because no one wants to make a pretty girl upset. We hold power. We hold power. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, people want to see us smile, and I'm not gonna smile if you treat me like a piece of garbage. So yeah, um, seeing me smile is a freaking blessing. It's a blessing. Some people will pay money to see me smile because my smile is professionally maintained, and it's maintained by me as well. And it's blessed by God because God gave me all of them teeth in my mouth. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, so the psychology of fem cells, they'll try to give you a hard time. They'll try to make you feel bad about yourself. They think that they hold power when they don't. They don't hold power. The psychology of fem cells, it doesn't matter how old they are, it doesn't matter what race they are. If they know that you have potential, you have something going on after your job, they're gonna try to take advantage of that. The minute something goes wrong, the minute you do a mistake, they're gonna try to make you feel bad about it and they're gonna hold it against you when it's not their job to hold it against you. Everybody can tell you good morning and they're gonna be like, you're late. Okay, I'm late and I'm here. Like, you don't know what happened for me. Be like, be grateful that I showed up. And like, pretty girls, most of us, we work hard. We give it our all. But people want us to sweat and lose our privileges. That's what they want to see. And when I say lose our privilege, they want us to sweat and have pain, back pain, whatever, arm pain. Like, because let's be real, when you look good, you feel good. You can look good, but if you don't feel good, it's going to affect your pretty privilege. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, in a way, it might affect your pretty privilege. So, it's like having cramps and you're pretty. Like, you're not going to smile. That might affect your pretty privilege, especially if you're known as a pretty girl that smiles often. If you're in pain, you're not going to smile. You're going to look mad, you're going to look upset, you're going to look sad, and that might affect your pretty privilege. You still have it, but you're not going to look radiant as how you as how you usually look. You're not going to look radiant as how you usually look when you're feeling good and you're pretty because you're not feeling well, right? It's going to show when your attitude and your aura. Like, you're going to look down, you're going to look sad, and normally you're not sad. Normally you don't look sad because normally you're not in pain because you don't have your cramps, right? So, yeah, so it is what it is. Like, that's a fem cell psychology. They're mad because you are pretty. They're mad because you're intelligent. You're blessed with blessings. Blessings that they can never have. There's blessings in this world you can never have from another person. I'm just being honest. Looks and beauty. You can enhance it to a certain level. You're pretty privileged, you can enhance it to a certain level. But if you want to enhance it to the point where it's very maximized, it's going to cost a lot of money or a lot of time. Or, yeah, a lot of time. Or you can be blessed with those attributes. But even people who are blessed pretty, they still have to maintain it. They still have to maintain it. It's just like your teeth, right? You have to brush that every day, right? It's just like your nails, right? Like, you eat food and the food goes underneath, you have to clean it so it doesn't accumulate the bacteria, because if you accumulate too much bacteria underneath your nail, when you scratch yourself, when your skin is itchy and you scratch yourself, it might leave acne or pimples or an infection because your nails are not clean. So part of pretty privilege is maintaining your cleanliness, like being clean, looking clean, taking a shower, taking a bath, smelling good, looking good, putting perfume, putting cologne, washing your armpits so it doesn't smell, washing your armpits, especially when your armpits start sweating, you know, like all of those things, right? So the psychology of fem cells. The psychology of fem cells is that they're jealous that you're pretty, that you're gorgeous, you have something going on for yourself. Everything you do is under a lens. under microscope. Everything you do, they want to know about it. They want to talk about it. That's the psychology of themselves. I know those girls that took psychology class. They can explain it better than me. The psychology of themselves. Jealous women. They're mad that you're pretty. They're mad that you're gorgeous. They're mad that you're educated. They're mad that you have better potential than them. Their whole life, unfortunately, they're going to be stuck in the office, being overweight, eating freaking Cheetos for breakfast, sitting there and not being able to run, walking slow as hell, hating on pretty girls for no reason instead of learning from them, instead of being a friend. I would be like, if I was a Karen, thankfully I'm not a Karen, but if I was a white jealous woman, when I see a girl who's not white and pretty, instead of hating on her, you know what I would do? You know what I would do? Instead of hating on a pretty girl who's not white, who's a pretty black woman, mixed black woman, or a pretty woman who's just black, I would learn from her, or I would really be grateful to be her friend, because I can learn from her, and her energy, her aura, me being around her is a blessing. It's a blessing, because just like Exotico United said, pretty girls are like celebrities. I would be grateful. I would enjoy being around a famous woman who's pretty, because that's not something you see every day. I'm just being honest. And if you see a pretty girl, it's not every day you're going to see a pretty girl who's nice, genuinely nice, without asking something in return. Some girls who are pretty, who are nice, is because they're fake. I'm not going to lie about that. There's girls like that that will use you as a friend to have what they want, and then disregard you once they have what they want from you, because they were never your friend. They never had good intentions. But they're pretty. But their heart and soul is ugly, so they become an ugly girl from the inside and outside, right? But there's some pretty girls who are nice, who are kind, who don't want nothing from you. They don't want nothing from you. They don't want nothing from you. They just want a friend that's loyal, that's royal, that's kind, that's amazing, that they can be friends with, that they can hang out with, that can make them feel good about themselves, and that can help them level up. But how can I be your friend if you make me feel bad about myself? How can I be your friend if I see you have bad intentions? You don't want me to do good. You don't want me to be successful, so why would I hold loyalty for you? Why would I hold loyalty for you? Why would I have your back when you don't have mine? Why would I uplift you when you don't uplift me? Why would I have sympathy for you when you don't have sympathy for me? Like, for real. I'm grateful when I have people who care about me, who love me. Because not everyone's going to care. Not everyone's going to love. Not everyone's going to have passion. Not everyone's going to care. Not everyone's going to have genuine intentions. Some people, they'll try to use you. They'll try to make you feel bad about yourself. So I like when people love me and care about me without them asking for something in return. Like, they're a genuine person. They're there for me to level up. And I respect them and they respect me. We can learn from each other and we can grow. We can level up together. I become successful and you become successful, and we can relate for those things. We used to struggle. Now we're successful. We can laugh and kiki at the tea party. I'm not going to put hands on you. I'm not going to talk bad about you or your relationship. Your relationship, your beauty, what you do behind closed doors with your man is none of my business. You have respect for me. I have respect for you. And even if we're not friends, when it comes to the job, workplace, I have respect. I come in, I clock out, I clock in. I clock in, I clock out. I care about my pain, that's it. But I'm still going to do a decent job. Pretty girls, we work hard. Some people are mad because we don't look like we work hard, because they want to see us sweat. They want to see us in pain. They want to see us in sorrow. They want to see us miserable. That's the psychology of jealous fem cells. Any woman who's jealous of you, who goes out of their way to make you feel bad about yourself. And when I say out of their way, they'll say something negative about you that you never asked their opinion about. They'll say something negative about you. They'll use whatever you said to them randomly to make you feel embarrassed that you look good. Example, if you tell someone you have a wig, and not because you want to tell them you have a wig, but they ask you, right? Is that a wig? Yeah, it's a wig. When a man approaches you and he's into you, the first thing that woman that's jealous will say, she has a wig on. Nobody asks if it's a wig, but she'll say it. And that's the same information you told her. That's the psychology of a jealous woman. Anything you have going on for yourself, any beauty enhancement, you tell her that you don't have to tell her. That is something, a gift, a blessing to tell her, because you could have let her guess in her entire life if it's a wig or not. But you told her because you want her to level up, or you're just being nice and kind and honest. But see where that honesty brought you. It brought you to a girl that's hating on you, jealous of you, bad intentions. It doesn't matter if that woman don't put no hands on you. Some girls know better not to put hands on a pretty girl, because some of them are hood. Some of them are like Christian Rock. Some of them will really knock that light ball off your head. Some of them are like Mike Tyson and professional at the same time. Not because they wanted to be a bad person, it's because you treated them bad to the point that bad is what they had to be, because you treated them bad. So why would they show you good? Because that's the only way you understand as a femcel jealous woman. When a girl stands up for herself, so you can say, hey, that girl was a mean girl, when she was never a mean girl. Some girls are mean girls and they're pretty, but some are nice and kind, but they just had enough of the BS. They don't want to be bullied. It's never okay to bully another person. It's never okay. It's never okay. It doesn't matter how old that person is. It's never okay. It's illegal, by the way, if you didn't know. So the psychology of femcels is that they hate on you. They're jealous. They're mad you're pretty and you're gorgeous, and you'll go far in life without them. You don't need their validation. They need yours. That's powerful when you know somebody needs your validation. But it sucks. It's too bad, because you could have gave them free validation that you don't have to give, but you give it to them. No, actually, you don't have to give. You don't have to, but you give it to them because you feel petty. You feel sad for them. You're trying to be a nice person. You're not trying to be seen as a rude person, because who wants to be seen as a rude person? When you're rude, when you're mean, when you're seen as a mean or bad person, people will treat you bad. Not all the time, but they will. 90% of the time, 90% of the time, they'll treat you bad if they see that you're a bad person. So you're trying to be nice because you're not trying to have problems with that person, right? You're just trying to have peace and harmony and joy. You're just trying to have a harmony, amazing situation. You're not trying to make problems, right? But the psychology of jealous women, they want your validation. They depend on your validation because they put you on a pedestal. They put you on a gold chair that you never asked for. I'd rather have a person that supports me put me in a golden chair than have somebody that don't like me but that puts me on a golden chair. Psychology of jealous women, they'll put you on the gold chair because you're pretty, you're gorgeous, you have something that they don't have, or you have something that they feel that they don't have. So they'll treat you like a celebrity, but with that, there's a downfall to it, because everything you say, everything you do is held against you. If you do something good, they're gonna overlook that. They're gonna question that. They're gonna question your intention. They're gonna take advantage of it. If you do too much good to people, you're too good, you're too nice, you're too kind, they're gonna take advantage of that. But you gotta disregard them. You gotta throw them in the trash. Why? They have bad intentions. They don't want you to be successful. They want to take all your blessings and your success, and they won't give you nothing. They won't even give you crumbs. They'll give you nothing. They just want to see you miserable. And you can never respect a person like that. I respect a person who sees me, who looks at me and get inspired. Maybe they're not where they want to be, but I inspire them to get up their ass and start working that treadmill. I inspire them to say, hey, I don't want to be a side character, so I'm going to make myself my main character, to the point where I don't have to ask people, can I be the main character? Screw their opinion. I'm going to just take the wheel and be my own main character. I'm going to treat myself like it. Ain't nobody give me the red carpet, I'm going to put myself in the red carpet. That's the person that I can respect. Because maybe they didn't have it, but I inspire them to realize what they have that I may not have, that they have that I might not have, because we're both different. We're both on our own lane. You know what I'm saying? But the psychology of jealous women, they'll hate on you. They'll gossip about you. They want your validation, but why would I give you my validation when you have bad intentions? When you're trying to make me feel guilty and embarrassed. So if you're a pretty girl, I guarantee you can relate with that. You can relate with that. That's why pretty girls gotta work hard. You gotta use all your benefits. If you're at a job that has dental insurance, freaking doctor prescription insurance, some jobs have insurance, by the way. It's always good to know the insurance you have at your job, your benefits, so you can use it to your advantage. Especially as a pretty girl, it's mandatory for you to use your insurance whenever you use your insurance. Whenever you have the chance to use it, use it. I'm not saying you have to use it right away, because insurance, what people don't know is it covers like maybe 50 or 90% of whatever you have to pay. It covers it, so you pay the leftovers. You still have to pay, but you pay the leftovers, unless if it's 100% covered. But the majority of insurance is like half or 75% or 80% covered. They're gonna cover a big portion and you cover a small portion. The benefits of that is that you don't have to pay the big portion alone. You pay a small fraction, they pay a big fraction. So if you can afford a big fraction, that's a benefit, so you pay the small fraction. So that's what you do as a pretty girl. That's what you do. You use those benefits. F for Becky, F for Karen, F for Ashley. You use those benefits. If they're gonna ask you why your tea looks good. They're gonna wonder, hey, your tea looks good. What you do? Why you do it? But they work at the same job as you. But it's jealousy, because they never took the chance to use those insurance, those benefits. Or they're mad that when you use it, it looks amazing. I know what I'm talking about. When you're a pretty girl, one pimple shows up on your face, a girl's gonna be like, oh, you have acne and pimples. I remember there was this dark skinned girl. Unfortunately, she was dark skinned. Like, she was dark skinned. Okay, like nothing wrong with dark skin, but I have to mention it. Exoticals do go through hard situations, and light skinned people do face colorism and discrimination and jealousy as well. So she was dark skinned, and I remember she saw that I have a pimple, and she mentioned it out of the blue, randomly too. She said, you have a pimple, or something like that. I have a pimple. She mentioned how I have pimples and I should take care of it. Something like that. It was random. It was random to me. It was random because yeah, I have pimples. I know it. Why you gotta mention it? It's one thing to mention it and you don't give me no solutions. Like, you just mention it because you feel jealous. And that's how I knew. That's how I knew that I was pretty and gorgeous as a pretty light skinned woman. That's how I knew people were jealous of me. Because when you're pretty, some people would mention any flaw you have just to feel bad about yourself. Just like how there was a freaking disgusting trash roach girl. I'm gonna say it. I think she was dark skinned. I looked at her profile. And she was hitting on me. There was a girl that mentioned how I have skin discoloration. That made me mad. But I took the higher road. That's why people gotta respect light skinned people, because when we retaliate, when we say what we feel, it's gonna really make you feel bad about yourself. So don't play games with light skinned people or pretty girls in general. So I had a girl online. She was a dark skinned girl again. And she was I don't only get hate from dark skinned girls, I get it from like light skinned girls as well and white girls as well. But she mentioned how I have skin discoloration. And for me, that's personal and that's hurtful. But I took the higher road. I could have called her a roach because she is one. But I said, I just took the higher road. You know, I like, you're jealous, you're a hater. That's all I said. And she was. So you can be pretty even with skin discoloration, especially if you're light skinned. I'm just being honest. But I'm gonna make another video as well. But it is what it is. Like, when you're pretty, people will try to call out anything from you. Even things you don't talk about, things that you know about yourself that you don't talk about, they will try to use it as a flaw because they want you to feel bad. They want you to be so hooked up on your flaws that you just think about your insecurities, so you become insecure about yourself because they're insecure about their self. Every time they see you looking amazing, it hurts them. But keep hurting them. I'm not saying be physical, but when I say keep hurting them, your light disturbs them, and that is none of your that's not your problem. That's theirs. The light only exposes the darkness. The darkness can be pretty in a sense, but the light exposes the darkness. And I'm talking about the heart, the soul, and the way people are. So, the psychology of femcells, they don't like that you're pretty, but keep being pretty, keep being gorgeous, keep being the exotical you are. Keep being the exotical you are. You came a long way. You're not disturbing the peace by being yourself. You're just disturbing the freaking trash gremlins. But that is none of your concern. That's none of your problem. You know what I'm saying? When you see somebody lash out for no reason on a person that did nothing to them, that shows what they are as a person. That's why the power of self-emotion, self-regulation, that's why most of us pretty girls, it's not that we don't get mad. It's not that we can't smack you in the face with our hands like Will Smith did in the freaking awards with, what's his name? I forgot his name. It's not that we can't lay no hands on your face, like give you a slap or a slap on the wrist, or be a Karen and say what we gotta say about you. It's not that we don't get mad. We do get mad. And our anger, our madness, when we get mad, is justified. Because everybody knows as a pretty girl, you hold the title. You hold the social power. And the people who don't have the social power, they want it, but they have bad intentions, so they don't deserve it and they'll never have it. So, yeah, the psychology of femcells, they're jealous, they're mad that you're pretty, you're gorgeous, you have something going on for yourself. You're the center of attention. Even if you never told people to put you as the center of attention, you are the center of attention, and you deserve it. You deserve to be the center of attention. Hello, you're beautiful, you're amazing, you're intelligent. Like, there's no one like you. There's other girls who are smart and pretty, but there's no one exactly like you. Like, I'm not gonna find another you in another person unless if you have kids. But even so, your kids are gonna still have their own identity and their own name and their own personality and their own dreams and their own like mindset. So, and style as well. So the psychology of girls who hate on you is real. But what you do is you ignore them or you be bold. Unfortunately, as a pretty girl, you gotta be bold. As a pretty girl, the way that I am, I learned very fast. Also, I gotta thank my good background, not to be played with. But I have ways to handle it. And it's not that we don't get mad. We just take the higher route. We choose to take the higher route. We don't have to take the higher route, but we choose. So, as a pretty girl, what else I was saying with this? Like, as a pretty girl, you hold power. You hold power. You hold privilege. And the same way how the white girl that don't like you because you're a beautiful woman of color, you're a black woman, you're a Latina, or you're the same way how a white girl who's jealous and who is the R word and she's discriminatory about people who have a different race. She's discriminatory. She's the R word. What you do is you be bold and you tell her what it is. Like, or you just, if she treats you bad, you treat her bad too. You give her attitude too. I don't play. As a pretty girl, you have to learn how to be bold and know how to, I'm not gonna say retaliate, but know how to snap back and clap back. Know how to throw shade when shade is thrown out your way. When somebody is shady with you, be shady with them. It doesn't matter if they're a manager or supervisor. Like, respect is earned and respect is deserved and given. There's situations where you have to know if it's deserved or earned or given. We all want to respect people. We all want to be respected. But if somebody is not respecting you and you are respecting them, it's not going to go well. Because it goes both ways. It goes both ways. When I respect people, I see them as a human being. I see them as a person. It doesn't matter their title. But I will judge you hard if you have a specific title and you abuse that power. And that is a different topic for another video. But everybody knows what I'm trying to say, right? Hey, so, like, pretty girls should be bold. You should learn how to retaliate. And when I say retaliate, don't put no hands on people. I'm not saying to always put hands on people. Take the higher route if you can, if you have to. Take the higher route. You don't always have to put hands on someone if they're mean to you, if they say something mean to you. You can use your mouth. You can be a freaking Karen, like Exotical United. You can learn how to drop a whole paragraph and send it to where you gotta send it, right? Everybody has their... That's powerful. But as a pretty girl, what's powerful is self-control. Just because we have self-control, it doesn't mean that we're not mad or resentful or angry. It just means that you should be scared of us. And your time will come. And when I'm saying your time will come, if we drag you online and it goes viral and you can't sleep and your husband dumps your ass because he realized you're a trash woman, you did that on yourself. You did that on yourself. Because not all pretty girls are going to be nice. Some of us will take your man. Some of us, if we know you're not a girl's girl, if we have the opportunity to make you feel bad about yourself, we will. And not being physical, we'll just tell you you're a piece of trash. And it's going to hit hard. When a pretty girl tells you, hey, you're annoying, it hits hard. You'll sleep, you'll think about, why am I annoying to a pretty girl? You'll think about it hard. So, don't annoy pretty girls. Don't get on our nerves. Respect us. If you don't want to hear our experience, we won't hear yours. If you're a big fridge, you're skinny as a broom, and you're mad that a girl is curvy and she's pretty and she's gorgeous and she's a woman of color, why would we hear your story if you don't want to hear ours? So that's why the pretty girl, when we're self-controlled, it's not that we're weak. It's not that we're not mad. We are mad, but we'll find the exact time when we'll speak out. That's what it is. You don't get to treat a pretty girl as bad because you're jealous and think that's okay. That is a sin. That's against humanity. Because in the humanity book of the law of the rule of being a human in society, discrimination is not accepted. Treating someone bad because they look different, they look pretty, they look nice, is not accepted as well. Because everyone deserves to be loved and respected. You don't have to be friends with everyone. But if you're in a job, she's pretty, leave her alone. She did nothing to you, leave her alone. She's pretty, she did nothing to you, she respects you, she's kind, be kind to her, leave her alone. Keep it nice and simple. I just want to clock in and clock out and do my work and get paid, and that's it. That's all I want. That's all I want. Did I take your man? No, I didn't. So, but I can. So be a girl's girl. Respect me and I'll respect you. So the psychology of pretty girls, just because we're self-controlled, it doesn't mean that we're not mad. We're mad, but we just don't want to act up. Self-control is powerful. That's what we pretty girls do. When a pretty girl is mad and she don't look mad, you should be worried about that. Especially when you think the way she moves is I don't know how to explain it to you, but when a pretty girl is mad and she doesn't yell at you, you should be scared. Especially if she's intelligent, she's kind, and she's nice, you should be scared. Because she might talk to you and smile, but when the time is right, when she has to say how you made her feel, she has no choice because everyone is asking how you made her feel. Because maybe the way you treated her destroyed her confidence or her emotions and made her sad and look sad for several days. It's gonna bring the attention of everyone. Everyone working in that job is gonna notice, and they're gonna be concerned. And then when she has to say how you treated her, she's not gonna hold back. She can say the professional, how you treated her, the professional way, the HR, PR way. It was just not a good environment for me. Or the honest way that is not professional. The honest, truthful way of how you treated her. When she says exactly how you treated her from day one, you are gonna be in trouble. You are gonna feel bad about yourself. You are gonna look like a freaking witch. Not the B word, but the witch word, a wizard. You're gonna look like a witch, like stirring things in a pot. You're gonna look like a witch that's flying on a broom, a green gremlin. You're gonna look like a trash person because you are one. It's one thing to look like one, but you ain't. But you're gonna look like trash and feel like trash. Because when a pretty girl says she's being mistreated and she did nothing wrong, you know what she says is the truth. Reputation speaks, but the way she handles herself speaks louder. You might think you yell at her, you make her feel bad, and she don't cry, she don't do nothing, she just looks at you, she don't respond. You should be worried. Because one thing about us pretty girls, it's not called being fake. Some pretty girls might be fake, but we have self-control. You scream at us, you treat us bad. When we talk bad about you, we're gonna have a lot of things to say because you kept being a bad person. So we're gonna have a lot of things to say. It's not gonna be hard for us to think about it because you've been it. So congratulations, you played yourself. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Be pretty, be gorgeous. Don't feel bad about it. Be maintained, be well maintained. And your beauty is your beauty. Your beauty is personal. What you do behind closed doors to make yourself look good, to feel good, to be confident is no one's business other than God and maybe your family if you want to tell them, or your husband. But at the end of the day, you being pretty, you being gorgeous, it's yours. It's your blessing. It's your life. It's your blessing. It's your gift. It's your own thing. So never feel bad for being pretty. Be yourself. Be authentic. Be real. And don't feel bad for looking good, for feeling good. A lot of people who want your privileges, they're just mad because they don't have it. Because the majority of people who are mad that at your privileges are the ones who don't have it or who feel that they don't have it. So instead of appreciating what they don't have, like, no, instead of appreciating what they have and appreciating, you know, the beauty in other people, they rather try to knock that person down than tear that person down. But karma is, I'm not even saying going to say karma. God's vengeance is real. Because God goes hard for his children. And especially his children that's beautiful and gorgeous. God don't play about that. God don't play about his girl that's pretty and gorgeous, that minds her business. He don't play. Because God loves his people and his children. And even if you don't believe in God, what I'm going to tell you is, you know, it looks so stupid for someone to give you a bad time and try to destroy your blessings and destroy whatever you have going on, because you shine so bright. Your light is so bright to the point, even if you dim it, it's like a flashlight. It can't be dimmed. It can't be dimmed. The only way it can be dimmed is by you giving yourself to the dark side, to the bad side, you know, to the being a jealous femcel side, and yeah, and not knowing who you are side. So be yourself, be authentic, be real. What you do to make yourself look good, fake or real, it depends, but you know, what you do to make yourself look good, it's no one's business. It's not even my business. I can talk trash one day, but what you do to make yourself look good, to be good, to look amazing, is no one's business but yours. You don't even have to tell me why you look more pretty than now. You don't have to tell me why you look more pretty today than yesterday. That's your business. That's your choice. And if I respect you being pretty, respect me being pretty. And being pretty is not a competition, unless if you want to go to a beauty pageant. But even beauty pageant, you gotta be kind of respectful. You know what I'm saying? To a certain extent. So the femcel psychology, they hate because you have privileges, and to that I say, and they have privileges as well. It's a privilege sometimes not to be seen as a threat, so people leave you alone and they don't make bad assumptions about you. It's a privilege not to be a threat, because when you do a mistake at your job, you don't get freaking a write-up for it, and you don't get terminated, or you don't get a meeting where they talk about your mistakes. You just get a slap in the wrist. So yeah, there's privileges at being ugly in society. And being ugly sometimes is the looks. Some people are ugly because their looks are not the standard, to a certain extent, to some people, or their soul, their spirit is just so corrupt that they don't look amazing, because that can take a toll on your pretty privilege if you are a disgrace to humanity and people who are nice in society. I said what I said. So what you do with your looks, girl, it doesn't matter if you're mixed, light skin, exotical, or you're not exotical. What you do is no one's business. You have the right to be beautiful and gorgeous, and I'll say it a million times. But when I say what I say, I don't want to see girls treat another girl bad because she has something that you might not have. If she can be pretty, you can be pretty. Let her be pretty. Let her be confident. You can be confident as well. It's not a competition. You just embrace what you are. And pretty girls have the right to talk about their experience because it has to be heard. If it wasn't that serious, it wouldn't happen, right? Think about that. You gotta speak up. You gotta make your own channel or whatever if you want to. But even if you don't, I'm that girl to talk about it. And I've seen people who are not my type, but I still treat them like a human being. I've seen girls who are skinny as a broom. They don't have no meat and they look like they don't eat. But I still treat them with respect. Why? Because I want to be treated with respect. Why? Because it's a sin to treat people like garbage for no reason, and it's called being a trash person. If you're going to treat somebody like trash, make sure that they treated you like trash. To treat them like trash. Because then you're going to look trash for treating somebody like trash and never treat you like trash. So what you do with your body, what you do to make yourself look good, is nobody's business. Go ahead and become beautiful. Go ahead and maintain your beauty. Go ahead and level up. And speak your truth. Live in your truth. And ignore the people that hate on you, because the psychology of people who hate on you is because you're the star. You're a superstar. You get all the attention. Notice how I never had to talk about a man, dating a man, to be talked about, to be hated on. There's girls, every time they show up, it's with a man, and people hate on them. I don't show up with a man. I talk about reality. I show my intelligence. I may not come up in here with books, but you can tell that I got education. You can tell that I read books once upon a time. You can tell I'm eligible. I'm qualified to make a book because I'm intelligent. I'm smart. I'm kind, and I'm educated, and I know what I'm talking about. So, F them haters. Haters are your motivators. They motivate you to keep going hard and tucking that chest on how you're pretty. And I don't get mad when people say they're pretty. I get mad at people that treat people bad because they're pretty, which is a difference. When I see a girl that's pretty, that doesn't make me mad. If I see a girl look at herself in the mirror, I'm not gonna want to do anything to her because it's stupid. It's a waste of my time. It's a waste of bar cells. Why would I make myself be in trouble and try to make myself might be in bar cells because she's pretty? It's a waste. So be pretty, be gorgeous. Never apologize for your privilege. Majority of people who are mad that you have privileges is because they don't have those privileges. And even people that don't have your privileges, they probably have privileges that they have that you don't have. And even if you have their privilege, like, do the best out of your privilege. And also, yeah, so I said what I said. I hope you enjoyed this video. Until next time, bye.